Hi everybody, my name is Anvu Lieberman, and today we're going to talk about how to scale your personalization program with AI. Everyone's talking about AI, but they're not really showing you how to use it. We're going to look at real-world examples. At Cart.com, we're helping almost 30 brands grow and scale their businesses just by partnering with them. So we're going to learn about tying off-page to on-page experiences, not just by channel. We're going to go even deeper. We're going to go into the segments. Who are your personas? We actually built an AI bot to develop customer personas, and we tested this on Savage X Fenty. And we saw that there was actually two different personas. One was focused on style, the other one was focused on comfort. The one focused on style, her name was Jasmine Taylor. She's 27 years old. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. She works as a social media manager. She makes $65,000 a year, and she's single. Her style is fashion forward and body positive. Now, the one that was focused on comfort, her name was Maria Lopez. She's 34 years old. She's married. She's in Chicago, Illinois. She's an elementary school teacher, and she makes $50,000 a year. I know, we got to start paying our teachers more. Her style is practical and functional. Now, the AI bot can actually see what marketing channels they are in, how to talk to them, and what tools to use, because not everybody's going to be on Meta. When you're talking to Jasmine Taylor, we're going to say, own your confidence. Sexy is a state of mind. When we're talking to Maria Lopez, we're going to say, feel good all day, comfort that moves with you. So first create your ideal customer persona with AI, then create those segments for marketing, and then tailor your on-page to off-page experiences. Now, a very popular use case is when a brand wants to go after a new segment to open up the total addressable market, thereby unlocking new opportunities and driving incremental revenue for the business. So for BB, they wanted to target a much younger customer, 24 to 34. The problem was the actual customer was 35 to 55. That's a big gap. Now the marketer at the time, her name was Mariella, super strategic, very creative. She gathered all these assets of the older model and she pointed it to collections that were more old school BB. And about a week or so later, she waltzes by my desk and she says, hey An, remember that ad? That had an 18x return on ad spend. So it's really important to tie your off-page to on-page experiences. Now let's have some fun. Let's review how you can master prompt engineering for CRO using AI. First, define who the AI is. Tell it what to do and what the output is going to be. We want a 4-page report. We're going to tell the AI to crawl the home page, collection page, product page, mini cart, and the cart. We're going to use the PI method. Potential, impact, ease. Then we want an executive summary, no fluff, hit enter, boom. Okay, not bad. I like the executive recap, the expected conversion rate, the expected revenue. It showed a 12x return on investment. That's pretty good. Then we had the website audit findings, new opportunities across different page types. It outlines the user pain points and competitive analysis. All the tests were in priority of success metrics. What does success look like? It had targets for conversion rate, bounce rate, and AOV. Then it had the implementation rollout and the financial impact. It showed that if Jessica Simpson did all this testing and optimizations, they would make $1.2 to $1.8 million in incremental revenue. The brand would break even on their investment at the 1.5-month mark. And we do this at Cart.com. We actually look at when do the brands actually make their money back on their investment for dynamic yield. And you can do this for Contentsquare. You can also use this tactic for if you want to grow your teams and get executive buy-in. Now let's take it one step further. We're going to do a more advanced prompt. This time we're going to tell the AI to ignore the email pop-up because I found every single AI hates the email pop-up. They think it's too disruptive. We're going to do 5 pages this time, and we're going to do it for the golf brand Eastside Golf. We're going to add in a 3rd section. We're going to add exactly what we want on every single page. And I followed like what we had in the simple prompt, but I want my 5th page to be my key value levers. What can I push and pull to drive even more revenue? We want to mitigate the data. I want every statistic to be cited. Anything that's unverified, I want it to ask me questions if it had any questions. Then we're going to tell the AI to use tools like SimilarWeb or Google Trends. And I'm going to tell who the audience is. It's for CEO and COO because I want executive buy-in. Now we're going to tell it how to format it. We're also going to give it a quality control checklist. And if any item fails, I want it to continue iterating and iterating until it is successful. And then put it on some PowerPoint slides And if there's too much data, feel free to add in extra slides. Wow, a lot more refined, right? And it even added a cute little hat. Super cute. Here are the key pain points across the user journey. The shopping funnel is a little bit flawed because not everybody starts off on the home page, but not bad. 3 of the tests were for the product page. They saw a lot of opportunity there. First, they said we needed to improve the size guides. That was very true. Then they said we needed more social proof. That was also very true. Then they said we needed more images, and that was 100% true, and the brand actually agreed and hired Cart.com to create AI images and videos for more content. And we see that brands can save 70% by leveraging AI. So here's the rollout, financial impact, and finally my key value levers. Not so bad for an AI agent, right? Now, understanding how users shop is really important. Are they looking at products? Are they adding it to the cart? Are they going to the checkout? And more importantly, are they completing the checkout? We want to see the friction points. What are the problems we're trying to solve? And you can analyze your behavior data even more with Contentsquare. So this is actually a real brand's example. I normally look at by device as well, but this brand actually did not behave differently between mobile versus desktop. So here, both new and returning had a problem with looking at products. So now I want to show products earlier on in the journey. I want to look at the homepage and the collection page. So on the homepage, I want to add products right below the homepage hero banner, right? And on the collection page, I want to put my product rec at the top because these users only had a 39% scroll depth. Many of them went to the bottom. Then for add to carts, new users had no problems. It was the returning users. So this brand actually had a ton of great content, which is awesome, but it leads to excessive scrolling, right? So I'm going to test hiding different elements on the product page. I also want to move the recommended for you above the frequently bought together because it's more personalized to the user. I also want to look at the browse abandoned email. I don't just want to show products that they viewed. I want to show browsing history related because there could be a reason why they didn't add the product to the cart in the first place. So new users were way more likely to head to checkout, an increase of 200%. That's massive. But only an increase of 33% actually completed the purchase. There was a problem there. When we looked at the checkout, there was no return policy. There was no trust badges to build purchase affirmation that this is going to be a good purchase. We also recommended to look at the checkout abandoned email to improve that. So any new users who are $10 to $20 away from free shipping, we're going to give them that free shipping. Because when we deployed that as an exit intent pop-up on site, we saw a 38.5% conversion rate for CPG, 31.6% for apparel. Pretty powerful. Now you made a first-time visitor into a first-time customer. This brand also had a $75 restocking fee. That's a lot to ask for a new user. So we asked the brand, could you lower it for first-time customers or actually, just waive it for first-time customers because once they made a purchase, they were highly likely to make a second and a third purchase. So we looked at how we analyzed data and made hypotheses. Now we're going to go into testing content with AI and creative with AI. AI agents told us that the fastest growing search term for the brand BB was the keyword black, even though it was high summer. Now BB had a collection that was black dresses, they had a collection that's black tops, but they didn't have a black collection. So we made one, we merchandised it, we used AI to create a little block. And in just 6 days, it hit 99% significance in terms of conversion rate and revenue per user. 24.1% uplift for conversion rate, 27.8% uplift for revenue per user. Now, when we saw Cotopaxi, they had these really cool conversational questions for their filters on the collection pages. So we're like, we're going to give it a try for the brand Eastside Golf. They have all these technical golf shoes. So we have a conversational question, the user clicks on it, takes them to the chart. We asked the AI to crawl the website, look at all the shoes, grab all the features, put it into a chart for us. And yes, it has a 7.2% uplift for page views. It actually helps users view more products. Now, we do this test a lot. On model versus flat lay. Which one is better? Well, hashtag is complicated because high intent users on Scotch and Soda actually prefer the flat lay. They don't need to see it on model because they're in the ready to buy mode. Now for Ruho, they didn't have any on model shots, so we used AI to put it on model as well as generating some lifestyle images, lifestyle video. And while this test is still going on, it actually has a positive impact for add to carts as well as conversion rate. Now let's talk about how we can scale even further. Now this this video is actually CGI, it's not AI, but it talks to you about how important having good creative is. And this ad is a $7,000 bag. It's for prospecting, so super top of funnel. It has the highest engagement at 5.3% click-through rate and a 7.9 ROAS. To compare, a static ad has a 2.8 click-through rate and a 3.4 ROAS. So that's 2.3 times lower than the video. But you may say, hey, I don't have the resources for this. I don't have the bandwidth. How do you scale? Well, you scale with AI. So we tested this on Google and Meta, real models versus AI models. And in every instance, the AI model always won in terms of revenue, ROAS, lower cost to acquire a customer, and more importantly, more new customers. We can actually train an AI model just for your brand. It understands the movement of fabric, the sheerness of fabric. You can use this on your product pages, emails, social. Here are a couple more examples, and I love how the AI actually gave the model a nice manicure in yellow. We can have the model turn 360. You can have it do different lookbook poses. None of this is real. Now, my friend who's the CMO at fund.com said, hey, can you share some of your prompts? Because my team's trying to do this, and the results they're pretty bad. But I'll give you a tip. I'm not going to share all my prompts, but use one AI to help the other AI. So have one AI to refine all your prompting, and the other AI will actually do your video outputs. So we can pull short videos and make into a longer video, but AI is actually moving towards longer format video. So let's take it up a notch. We're going to do a full homepage with AI images, but since we like to have a push-pull effect, I'm going to sneak in 1 or 2 real images, and I want you to turn on your bracelets to green when you see the real image or images. So let's give it a go. Here's the hero. Could it be any of these? What about this one? Could it be any of these? The shoes is a real image. So TikTok is paying these creators $500 or $1,000 and flying them to California to record their likeness and their voice. And some of these participants had some regrets because there was no guardrails. Now their likeness could be used for an ad for Depends or an ad for Viagra. So here we asked the AI model to do a quality control on this BB dress and check it out. But I love how the AI model is moving in and out of the mirror because it doesn't quite understand reflections just yet. Then we wanted a UGC testimonial. I know, right? It is kind of freaky. Then we asked the AI to give us a UGC testimonial about this dress, and it's going to be for the segment that loves Fashion Week because we just had Fashion Week. Let's see what it came up with.
I finally found the dress for Fashion Week. This asymmetrical bandage midi is everything. One shoulder silhouette with that high slit that's straight off the Milan runways. The fabric literally sculpts your body and photographs insanely well from every angle. I styled mine with architectural heels for day events, then switched to minimal jewelry for evening. Got it in black, but considering the fuchsia too, because nobody else at the shows will have it. Worth every penny for something this distinctive that works across seasons.
Not too shabby, right? Okay, now we want a longer format. We want a full-on UGC video. I want it authentic and playful. If it sees any mirrors, make sure to check that the reflection is accurate. Same thing with windows. Let's see what it came up with.
I finally found that perfect piece for my closet, this BB jumpsuit with palazzo legs. The fluid crepe fabric moves so nicely when I walk. I'm obsessed with how it transitions from office to dinner without missing a beat. No more digging through my wardrobe for something that feels as good as it looks. The silhouette is super flattering without sacrificing comfort. Seriously, where has this been all my life? It's like wearing confidence in fabric form. And the compliments? Non-stop.
Not too shabby, right? All right, so our top 3 key takeaways is use AI to accelerate your ideation, create your content, and to define your segments. Tie in your off-page to on-page experiences. At cart.com, we'll do a Google shopping experience for people who come in from Google on the product page, and that has a 52% uplift to conversion rate. Same thing with social traffic. For the brand ModCloth, we created these landing pages for social, and it decreased the bounce rate by 17%, and more importantly, the customer acquisition cost from 53 to 31. And lastly, the future is not about AI versus humans. It's about AI-assisted experimentation. If you want to learn more about A/B testing and personalization, be sure to check out Dynamically Yield's booth. My name is Anbu Lieberman, and I will leave you with that.